Hey, we coming live on YouTube Nation. I'm the Black Abe Sanchez, and my man.
Hey, I'm the Black Al Bernstein. Shout out to Al Bernstein.
All right, we're gonna talk about this post-fight Mayweather Maidana. It was an entertaining fight. Not as much action as the first fight, but I think it was overall decent show, man. I was disappointed, with Mayweather's activity, but he pulled out the victory. What you think about it?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. He didn't engage as much as he told the fans, but you gotta realize he was 38 years old. He may look like he's 20 years old, but he's still 38 years old. This man been fighting. This man got a lot of wear on his legs. So anytime a fighter at his age is gonna move that well, those punches not gonna come in bunches like you expect them to come. But overall, I give him a B. I think he did some solid work. I think that he could have went more to the body because, as we know, Maidana is very vulnerable. Is very vulnerable to the body, and he was a couple of punches where he had that punch, he had a jab, a couple of hooks too, and he didn't let it go. But I think he did all right. I think he did okay. B, he's definitely slowing down.
Oh man, without a doubt, man. I mean, if you just look at his punch output, man, it was I think 100 punches less than the first fight. Um, he definitely struggled, putting his punches together. He did a great job. His movement was back. People was questioning if he was, his legs was gone. Freddie Rocha came out, said his legs were shot, but he definitely, proved everybody wrong related to the legs. But I just feel like his punch output at this point, man, is too low to really take on a volume puncher like a Khan. I feel like he would struggle with Khan. Um, who else out there you think would give us some trouble?
This right now, this way, a guy that a lot of people who wears ponytails and still wear Jabot clothes, Keith Thurman, he will give him a lot of trouble.
Keith Thurman, that would be
Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman has enough power where he can legitimately get him from the outside. If you at the end of round 3, where Floyd got kind of let his defense kind of lapse, he tried to run in there with a quick punch, and the dude. If Marcus Maidana, he countered well with a straight right to the face. It visibly hurt him.
Oh, absolutely.
It hurt him, and I think that if he didn't broke his nose, it definitely busted his nose because after the fight, it was like 3 times the size, and he
had a fat lip.
He definitely took some punches in that fight. So,
oh man, without a doubt, man. I mean, it's like every fight that passes, man. I mean, Mayweather's looking more and more like Clark Kent versus Superman.
Yeah, like he's definitely slowing down. I'm not gonna say that he's relinquished his pound for pound ranking because he's still the best. But I think these next couple of fights is going to be very integral in terms of his legacy. So I'm not sure. Like personally, I wish he would have, instead of fighting Robert Guerrero when he came back, I wish he would have fought Sergio Martinez.
Oh man,
he would have watched Sergio Martinez. He would have made a lot of money off that fight. That fight would have at least 1.5 mil back with Sergio Martinez before he got his injuries, and he would have had an opportunity to be the first person, Henry Armstrong, to have 3 weight classes belt. Young kids, look up Henry Armstrong, kids.
Oh, absolutely.
We dropping knowledge around here. We dropping knowledge around here. That's what we do.
Okay. Yeah, man. That's a great point.
So he would have had 3 belts, but
it was too dangerous, man. I mean, people always say Floyd is a cherry picker. I don't think he really cherry picks, but he's careful in the decision he makes, man. His matchmaking is questionable at times, but he's taking on some strong champs. Canelo.
Yeah, like the problem is, since boxers not as active as they are back in the day, as they're not as active they were back in the day. So the problem is, you got Sugar Ray Robinson. He's fought a Jake LaMotta. He's fought a Carmen Basilios. He fought a lot of great people, but there's a lot of jobbers he bite too. There's a lot of cab drivers he whooped. It was a lot of construction workers. A lot of people that nobody know of, but because this gentleman fought, because this great fought 7-8 times a year, you can think about it, you're gonna look at the 2 people he fought. And I think that's the problem with Floyd. He doesn't, since his inactivity, he doesn't get a chance to say, hey, anytime he fights anybody less than a top pound person, like cherry picking. No, he's just doing what anybody else does. He's not active enough to really, absorb this type of when he fight this type of people. So,
okay, I see what you're saying, man. But I mean, if you look at his resume, it's a long list of champions.
Yeah, like this. I don't think anybody's beaten more champions than him. He's got a bunch of future Hall of Famers in his the hell, he's got like 3 or 4 right now who's Hall of Famers on his resume.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good resume. I think the problem was Floyd Floyd. He come from people who complain about it are in different eras, like their friends like Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
They say, okay, Sugar Ray Leonard fought those 4 people, but there's still some people he didn't fight. He didn't fight Aaron Pryor, and nobody talks about that.
Nobody mentions that.
Nobody mentions that. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't fight everybody. Only fight that I can say that Floyd legitimately kind of ducked was Antonio Margarita, and he had a good reason back then because he didn't want to mess stuff up for the Oscar fight, but. Floyd, you ducked that fight, man. He even admitted. He said, he'd rather fight Baltimore for the belt and money, but he didn't want it with it. Because back then, Antonio Margarito would have given him problems, man.
Absolutely. Antonio Margarito, who we have?
Paul
the Punisher.
Paul the Punisher would have given him some problems, man.
And volume punches with Lint, man.
And I'm going to way back machine with Floyd, man. I would love to see him fight one of my favorite fighters of all time, Chris Naheed, man. I would love to see him fight.
Chris Naheed?
I would love to see him fight him, man.
Okay, now that's a hell of a matchup while it lasts. I personally favor Floyd in that fight.
I know, but I still he's kind of like some people like Oscar knowing good and well Oscar's gonna get beat by a lot of all-time greats. I like that matchup, and I think that Prince might connect with one, and he might would have got him, man. You never know. I'm not saying.
Barrera took that guy to school, man.
No, but. It's a long backstory behind that, man. Like, shoot, everybody had bad nights. I just wish he would have after that bad night would have came back and did something. So,
okay. Well, YouTube, we're signing out. This is the TKO Boxing Digest. Check us out. This is our first video. We're gonna come back live and give you some more knowledge and cutting edge information.
We're coming after everybody. We're coming after you, everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. Nobody's safe.